So the end of season 1 was kind of a big shocker for Brandon. When you read that script, were you surprised? Did you expect it?
Well, I guess it had been hinted at, like, as the season progressed, that things were sort of getting more and more complicated for Brandon. So we were all kind of hoping for like a climax. We knew that the writers were going to come up with something. I wasn't sure how everything was going to play out, though. So it was interesting to see, and very fun for me, as an actor, to play like all those challenges and those nuances. I guess overall, like as an arc for him to sort of change from how we see him in like 1A, in the very beginning, to how he sort of gets at the end of season 1.
So it's fun to kind of bring out the little bit of bad boy.
Definitely. I mean, levels are always fun, I mean, that's how people are, sometimes you're doing well, sometimes you're not doing so well,
So picking up in season 2, obviously there's some repercussions from Brandon getting beat up. Obviously we saw the promo where he can't use his hands as well, right?
Yeah, it seems like there's something going on with his hands. Yeah, that'll definitely be a side effect as to what happened between him and Vico. Yeah, I think at the beginning of season 2, he's still feeling some of those repercussions of what happened, and I think it's gonna stick with him. It'll kind of, in a weird way, become a little bit a part of him, and you'll see him kind of mellow out and mature, and he's still gonna have plenty to deal with and plenty of lessons to learn, but hopefully he learned something.
And he had a lot of secrets in this last season. Are any of those going to come out? Obviously, he had the relationship with Danny.
Yeah.
The whole fake ID thing.
Yeah, and those are some of those issues will be touched on more, between him and Mike, and sort of the family as a whole. We'll see the impact that things may leave. But ultimately, Brandon, the great thing about him is even when he makes mistakes or kind of falls down or whatever, he really is only trying to do what's right or good for someone, trying to protect them, or, it's always out of love, which is a cool thing to play. He's kind of that classic, sort of heroic type guy, which is great. I mean, he's a very interesting character.
And one of the big questions is he finally over Callie? Because I know he has kind of a new love interest come to town.
Yeah. The thing with Callie and Brandon, I think there's always going to be, there's history there. So there's a sense of weight, there's a sense of baggage there, and I don't think that'll necessarily go away, but it's what they do to sort of kind of look past that, and as time goes on, their relationship will evolve. I don't think it's going to go away, perhaps, but you'll see some changes, some new sort of dynamics there, I guess.
And what can you tease about Lou? Because Brandon joins a band.
Yeah. He joins a band, and that's kind of that's an example of how Brandon starts to sort of grow and find new outlets for himself. Things that he may have not really looked into before. And that's kind of cool. And Lou is definitely a pivotal character that helps him sort of move past some things that he can't get over, and see things in a different perspective. She's in a lot of ways, you'll find that Lou has a lot of qualities that Brandon doesn't, or maybe lacks, and so it's definitely an interesting character to be brought into his life. He's gonna, he'll learn a thing or two from her.
Does that mean we're gonna hear you do some more singing and playing on this?
Music's definitely not going away for Brandon. I'll put it that way. It's gonna change, and with the band and everything, they're gonna find their own sound, and it's gonna be their unique thing. But yeah, no, he'll be playing the piano, and you just have to see, I guess. You guys are gonna have to figure out what happens and see. The characters are gonna go to new places. Everyone's gonna change a little bit. It's gonna be really interesting. It happens this summer, June. Watch it.
Things with Wyatt are good. They're solid, actually, which is nice and refreshing.